Hey there, and welcome to the Do Life Big podcast. This podcast is going to be your jam if you want to live to your full potential and don't believe in half-assing anything in your life. If we want to do life big, that means we've got to get out of our own way because we only have this one shot to make it awesome. I'm your host, Kathy, and I'm a mom of three whose BFF is cold brew, a retired school teacher turned online entrepreneur, and an author. I'm loud, bold, and will always keep it real. I'm determined to live my best freaking life possible, and I'm here to help you do the same. I'll be packing this podcast with tips, motivation, inspiration, and strategies to finally get you where you want to go. And we will have a ton of laughter along the way because, let's be honest, we can't ever take ourselves too seriously, right? I'm so excited you are here with me today. Now let's get this party started. Hey, my friend, what's up? And welcome back to Do Life Big. I'm excited to have you here today. Today is going to be a really good one because we're going to be talking about being okay with messing it up and figuring it out as you go. Listen, something I've really noticed that holds people back is they try not to make mistakes. And so then they just wait and they do absolutely nothing. Maybe you can relate to that. Maybe not. Maybe you know somebody who's just like that. But I'm here to tell you that you should screw things up literally as fast as you can so you can learn from it and make the adjustments going forward. One thing about me as a person and how I operate my business is through this mindset of ready, fire, aim. Yep, I didn't say that incorrectly. Ready, fire, aim, which means I figure out what I want, I make a quick plan around it, and then I blast off. And then I just re-aim to get me closer to where I want to go. I miss the target a lot, guys. Like a lot. I miss it all the time when I first aim. But then I get closer and closer to it each time I make those mistakes. If you adopted this mentality and this way of being, you'd get to success so much faster. But everyone is just trying so hard not to screw things up, or they just say things to themselves like, oh, I'm a perfectionist. Everything has to be figured away and perfect and picture perfect before I actually take action and do everything. Or, they don't want to go out there and put themselves out there and be judged by others. And there's all these different things that people say or why they are afraid to start messy and screw things up so that they can learn from it. It's one of the worst things that you can do, guys. I want to tell you, when I first started my online health and fitness business 8.5 years ago, I had to build it on social media. And I didn't even have any communication on social media hardly at all. I didn't have an Instagram account. I had about 300 friends on Facebook. I just basically used Facebook as a way to occasionally scroll. I never posted on there or anything. And now I was running this online business revolved around health and fitness, and I was going to have to start sharing things and making posts so that people knew that I actually had something that could help them. And I had no idea what the heck I was doing. But all I knew was that I really wanted this to work out. And so I started taking action and I started making posts on social media, and I started making all of these salesy posts with all the different products that I was using and pictures of the actual product and yada, 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 just the major turnoff, right? People don't want to see that. And that didn't work, right? It came across really salesy. It came across as, like a used car salesman, that feeling that you get, that icky feeling. And I knew that I wasn't doing it right because when I would be sharing it, I would kind of cringe a little bit and be like, I mean, this doesn't seem okay, but I really don't know what else to say. And it wasn't until I went through that where I started to actually learn that, all right, I need to actually share with people my story, how these programs and products and how this business is helping myself and our family, and be very specific and make it more about a story and make it more about how it's helping me and what it could do to help them versus just the pictures of those products, which was so salesy, right? But I wouldn't have known that if I decided to start my online business 8.5 years ago and I sat on my couch the day that I signed up and said, well, looks like I'm just going to sit here and just wait because I really don't know what to say and I don't know how to use social media and what are my friends and family going to say about me? And I don't even know what I'm doing anyways. So I'm just going to sit and wait and hope that, a light bulb goes on. And then miraculously, I have success and I build this awesome business that lets me stay home with my family and helps me pay my bills. It doesn't work that way. I had to throw myself into the fire and I had to be okay with effing it up along the way. And you should too. And once I went through that, then I was able to become really authentic and be myself, which people connected to and wanted to be a part of. And then they could see the value in what I was sharing. They could see how it could change their life and help them. So it's the same exact thing with anything new that you're looking to try to start. You've got to put it in your head that I'm going to mess up. You have to mess up so that you learn what not to do and what to do. Now, listen, guys, of course, everyone wants life to go perfectly. Who doesn't? And of course, wouldn't it be nice if we could just master everything that we tried on that first try? I mean, of course. Guess what? But most of the time, life doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. You've got to go through and you've got to screw things up. Maybe you can think of a time right now where that was you, where you kind of threw yourself into something that you had no idea what you were doing and you messed up royally. But then after that, you were able to learn from it and you were able to get closer to where you wanted to go. It's so important that you mess up. When you create an error in some sort of way, your brain actually learns faster versus if you do it right. It's kind of crazy. So when you actually make a mistake, epinephrine is actually shot through your brain so that you can focus better the next time. So it's really just that adrenaline that helps you focus better. But you only get that rush and that feeling and feel that effect by messing things up. The next time that you attempt that same thing, you're more likely to do it much better because your focus is on point. It's on point so much more because you messed up the first time. So that's why I say you've got to embrace it being messy. You've got to embrace you making mistakes and messing up along the way. Like you've got to just be okay with it. So if you're trying to live your life not ever making mistakes, or you're waiting for the perfect time, or you're waiting until you're better and you're putting it off, you're actually holding yourself back, because the one thing you need to do is go screw it up as much as you can. Remember, your brain needs to figure out what not to do and what to do. So don't be afraid and worried about screwing things up. You think about, I should really be, for example, I really want to make a reel on Instagram, but what if somebody judges me? I know I really need to do this and I want to do it, but I don't want anybody to say these comments about me. It doesn't matter. The best thing that you can do is take incorrect action, because that is better than not taking action at all. And there are way too many people just sitting around waiting to take that action and to do that thing because they're worried that it's going to be flawed and it's not going to be perfect. And I'm here to tell you that it's definitely not going to be perfect. And you're going to have to fall on your face a lot of times, but you're going to keep getting back up. And you're going to adopt that mentality of the ready, fire, aim, which means when you have an idea strike up or there's something uncomfortable that you have to do, you're going to quickly tell yourself, all right, I'm going to do it. You're going to take that action. You're going to mess up. And then you're going to be able to re-aim and get closer the following time. And you might mess up again. And the same thing's going to happen. You re-aim. And each time you mess up, re-aim a little more, get closer and closer to where you want to go. It's the only way it's going to happen. I can tell you right now, I can promise you it won't happen if you're just sitting around putting this on the back burner, waiting to have all your perfectionism ways and you have everything organized and to have all the information about everything before you go. You have to learn as you go. That's with everything and anything in life, right? You'll be so much further ahead of everyone else if you adopt that mentality of, hey, you know what? I just effed up and that's okay. Totally screwed that one up. But guess what? I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to make the proper adjustments I need to make. And I know the next time that I go to attempt this, I'm going to be that much closer to where I actually want to be. Remember, success is 99% failure. It really is. The only way you get to celebrate those wins and to see those successes is if you fail, and if you fail a lot. So I'm here to tell you today, on this Monday morning, that you need to embrace the failure. You need to mess things up. You've got to be okay effing it up and not getting it right. And know that you're going to get closer and closer the next time that you do it. So get after it. Thanks for listening today. You know I love you. Keep crushing it, and I will see you the next time. Thanks so much for listening in. I really appreciate you choosing to spend your time here with me today. You totally rock. Hey, listen, if you loved today's episode, go ahead and tag me on social and go share this with a friend right now. Do it immediately before the day gets ahead of you and you totally forget. Couldn't be more pumped to be on this journey with you guys. Go make today awesome, and I will see you the next time.